Alright guys, one thing I forgot to mention on the outside is talking about your roof maintenance. Your roof is not maintenance free, and in fact you guys need to check that 2 or 3 times a year. Get up on there. Your roof uses a product called Dicor to seal all of the seams, and you just want to check it as it's going down the road. It flexes and things like that, and spots can obviously break up for cracks and things like that. Screws can come loose. So just check your roof, all the seams, anything like your vents and things like that, check around them. They have Dicor around them. If you see a problem and you need to put some Dicor on that, first off, use Dicor only. Do not use silicone. If you use silicone, that voids your warranty because it will eat through your rubber roof. So Dicor only on your rubber roof. But all you do is take any type of cleaning agent, just clean that surface off, and then just put the Dicor right on top. It's not like silicone. You don't have to rip off the old stuff. Just put the new Dicor right on top of the old Dicor, and it will it's self-levitating itself, and it'll take care of itself. So now that we're inside, the first switch you'll see is this one right here on the wall. That is your interior lights here. So that's really nice. Right when you get inside, you're able to turn those lights off, not walking into a dark camper. You've got your heating stuff here. Your fan mode is auto or on. You can hear that's running now. Your thermostat has an off, a cool, and a heat. And anywhere in between that you guys want to put that, your temperature-wise, is adjustable at the top. And then your fan speed is low or high right here, obviously on, and you can adjust the difference there. Moving to this side here, we've got a couple more buttons. I talked about your awning earlier. It's as simple as holding this down to extend your awning, holding that down to bring it back in. These are your outside lights, the ones by your stereos that I talked about. There's also one on the back side. So those are those 2 lights there. When we talked about the generator, we talked about how it could be started from the inside. It was the same as outside. You hold this down a couple times to prime it, and then you'll just push that forward and that'll start. This hour meter here will also show your hours with how often it's been running and your fuel level. One thing to know, guys, and inside your kitchen there's a lot of manuals on this, but you have to run your generator a certain amount of hours, so just keep up on that, otherwise your generator will have problems. So make sure you're running it the right amount of hours. Coming down, this is your general battery disconnect for your battery. There's a couple things in the unit that will run your battery dead. One being your memory on your radio, another being your LP detector, which I'll show you later. So if you're parked and you're not going to be using it, make sure you pull this battery disconnect, otherwise your battery will be dead when you go to use it again. You've got your amplifier here for your stereo system. Speaking of which, this is your radio stereo system. It plays CDs, DVDs, you can plug an iPod into it, things like that. So we'll just get a little quick music here so you can hear it. So there's different speakers. You can do any combination you want. So this is a really great system. Comes in almost all of our units on the lot. So just read your manual on this. There's more than we could talk about today on that. So down here is your control panel, guys. You have your breakers and your fuses here. It's pretty much just like your home. And the one thing to know about these guys is if you've blown a fuse and a circuit is not working, if that circuit is connected, so if it's a light switch and you have that light switch on, and that's the one that's blown, this light, this red LED light here, I'm not sure if you can see them. You can see them in person. It will light up telling you that that's a bad fuse there. So that's a really great feature. Back around over here, I'm going to show you guys. This is your water heater. You've got gas and electric here. So that right there, turn on your gas. Once it lights, this light will go out. Your electric, I can flip that switch all day. But like I said, guys, unless you flip that black toggle switch outside, this is just the dummy switch. So just be sure to remember that. Your monitor panel here, there's a test thing. Hold that right there. This is your battery. Low fare, good and charged. Fully charged battery. Your fresh tank is all the way full. Your holding tank, which is your black tank. Your toilet is empty. And your gray tank, which is all your others, is also empty. This is your water pump. light goes on obviously when it's on. If you're plugged into city, if you're at a campsite that has city water connection, you do not need your water pump. The only time you would need this is if you guys are what some people would call dry camping and you're not plugged into that and you're using your potable water. That's when you'll need to use that. Moving down to the floor, I want to show you, this is your LP detector. It detects an LP gas leak, and if this beeps, it's unmistakable. Obviously, beeps incredibly loud. It just tells you need to get out of your unit, turn your tanks off, and then you can call us and say, hey, we got a problem and we need to get this fixed. So that's what that is. This right here, guys, is your startup kit. You got 4 rolls of toilet tissue, a starter for like a lighter. You've got a 30 to 15 amp adapter like I talked about for your power cord. You've got some black tank deodorizer. You've got a hose, just a regular garden hose, and then you have a HolmanRV parts catalog in there. So that'll get you started, that's for sure. Moving into the kitchen, microwave. If you've worked one, you've worked them all. Pretty self-explanatory there. Your overhead switches, your overhead light, and your overhead fan. So, and then here is your stove and your oven. You know, your burners on top. Just turn them, and then use that stick lighter we're provided for you to just light those. As for your oven, you have to get it, if you want to light your oven, get it to pilot. You have to push and hold, and then down here underneath there's a pilot light that you will light. It's in the corner. Got a good showing on it right now on the screen. So hold that, and then you can come up here and turn to the temperature that you desire. So pretty easy there, guys. Moving back into your garage area, this is your couch here. Really simple, over. Make sure if you are sleeping on it that you push these down and bring these legs out for support. They really need to be there if you're going to be putting any type of pressure on this. But the other great thing is this whole couch here folds right up against your window here. That way you can bring your toys in. Your back here, guys, your bunk beds, this bottom one actually comes up and will create a couch. Just clicks a couple times, locks into place. That way you have a little bit of a social area here and you're able to use this as well for seating. When it comes time to bring it down, bring it all the way forward, it'll click again, and it goes all the way back. Over here you have your bed switch that actually runs these beds. As you can see, it's coming up. Just holding the button down, going down. So that's pretty easy. You've got a couple light switches here. This one is your interior lights here in the back. And then this one is outside behind your garage. So that's a good switch there. You've got your chair here. Make sure that this strap is tied down. You can either go over the armrest, under the armrest. It doesn't really matter. But when you're going down the road, you want to make sure that this is tied down. That way you get where you're going. It's not up against your bike or your four-wheeler or anything like that. Speaker system still there. One other thing we want to talk about before we go into the bathroom and the kitchen is your refrigerator. When you turn it on, if you can zoom in on these two lights here, this check light will flicker for a second and go out. This is in auto mode right now, so obviously auto means that if it can use electricity plugged into shore power, it will. If it cannot, it's going to run off your LP tanks, your propane tanks. If you want to manually make it go on an LP, this button that says gas right here, just push that in and it'll stick out and then it'll run on your LP tanks. Otherwise, push it back to auto and it'll run there. Good size freezer. And then in the fridge, one thing I want to show you guys, these blue things come with your fridge as a storage device. Just run them right down the side of your snaps and they go in and clip right there. If you can get a shot of this, it leaves a little bit of a crack so that when you guys are storing this, mold and mildew do not build in your fridge. So really great. Just leave them, and we're going to leave them both down there for your fridge and your freezer, and that will take care of those. One thing I didn't mention earlier, guys, this is your TV. You've got manuals and things like that in your kitchen, and your remote for this as well. That will talk about this and how to run it. This is actually linked to your radio system, so if you put a DVD into here, it will actually come onto your TV. And nice other thing is it's run through your speakers in your unit. One thing to make sure, before you go, make sure you strap this up, and we will do that when we're done. Strap this up so that this isn't wobbling around and things as you're going down the road. Moving into the bedroom, the bathroom, excuse me, light switch here is right here for the lights. This is your GFIC outlet reset. Reset button's the white one, and the test is the red one. So just hold that in if you trip one or anything like that. Bathroom pretty self-explanatory. On the toilet, it's a pedal lever. So hold it halfway down, fill up water, push it all the way down, and it'll flush. Coming into the bedroom, guys, let me flip on some lights for us. This is your bedroom. You have your carbon monoxide alarm up here in the corner. So if that beeps, obviously we have a problem there too. You want to get out of the unit. One thing you want to look at here is your antenna for your TV. So up, you just crank it up. Once it gets up all the way, you can take and actually rotate this any which way in order to get better reception. Just know before you bring it down, make sure that these two triangles line up. There's a little bit of a cradle on the roof, and you want to make sure that that's going to land right in that cradle. So before you crank it down, make sure that those two are lined up. Your bedroom is in here. You've got plenty of storage in your bedroom, which is really great. And that's just about it for the bedroom. I want to show you one thing in here that is also in the kitchen, is your emergency exit windows. So this handle, you just lift up and push all the way out and through if you need to escape. Obviously pulling this to pull the screen out. But the great thing about these is if you want to use it as a window, it just sits there as a window. If you need to use emergency exit, obviously pull the screen out and you'll be out the window, you'll go. Up here, guys, is for your TV. You have your satellite and cable in. You have your antenna power booster for your antenna to get better channels. And then you have pretty much what is like a cigarette lighter, 12 amp type of plug there, as well as electricity for a TV. There's no TV mount here, but you can mount a TV in this general area. Go back in real quick. Besides telling you that your smoke alarm's up here, so you have 3 alarms, your LP, your smoke, and your carbon monoxide. Besides that, we've pretty much covered everything on the unit. One thing I want to tell you guys before we go is if there's anything on your unit that you see that I might not have covered today, feel free to give us a call. You have our number, you have our information. We're here for you to help you. If you guys have any questions or any concerns or any needs, give us a call, and if we can't help you with them, we'll be sure to get someone on the phone that can. So I want to thank you for purchasing from us, and enjoy camping, guys.